Hey guys, and welcome back to the Interceptor. So we are here with Alliance War Season 25, and this is going to be War 9. D69 has matched up against Made in Brazil, MIBR. These guys are always a Masters Alliance, and we expect them to be somewhere between 5 and 10 deaths this war, so we know it will be a very, very good war. And we actually get to debut Angela in war. It sounds insane, but we are actually using Angela for 2 fights. Angela the War God. But anyways, yeah, we're taking in the team today of Quake and Warlock, probably our 2 most used champions. And then we actually get to throw in Angela today. So I'm just very, very happy to get to do this. And she's just so incredible for the 2 fights that I need her for. In my opinion, for both fights, she is the best counter in the game, period, to them. So, yeah, let's go up. I was actually just going to take this Ebony Maw. I'm only going to use a 10% attack boost, and that's because I can only do this 1 fight on these boosts, and I did this like 10 minutes before I started work, so I just want to get 1 fight done so that when I get back from work, my energy will line up right so that I'm able to... reach all my fights, because if I wait, then I'll be down 2 energy and it'll just delay things by probably an hour or so. So yeah, very, very easy fight. This is a rank 2 6-star Ebony Maw, and Ebony Maw is incredibly vulnerable to quaking, so it's a very, very easy fight. It's a very, very fast fight too. I think this only takes 4 quake cycles, and then I'm going to throw off 1 heavy attack, and that'll be the end of him. Yeah, right here, he's going to come up to me. Quake cycle is going to end, and then just gets crit by a 9k heavy. Even a non-crit probably still kills him there, but I don't know. Let's go into the next fight. So this is now after work, and this is Iron Man Infinity War on Ebb and Flow Knockdown. So Iron Man Infinity War is a champion whose first medium attack you can't parry, but Angela actually has the ability to parry non-contact attacks. To parry stun them rather. So we're just going to use our regular section 1 boosts, and yeah, Angela is just going to be the perfect counter. You see at the beginning of this fight I am going to make 1 mistake, and I'm actually going to forget. So look, watch, I'm going to parry here, it stuns, and then I dash back, go back in, and get intercepted. Just because I wasn't used to the stun, and then now I'm used to the stun. I'm like, okay, I don't think I make a mistake with it for the rest of the fight. So we just got to knock him down there. He's going to throw off an L1. But now that we have the Fury, we can hit pretty hard, and we never have to re-parry, which is really, really nice. We're already hitting 8k mediums, which is super, super sweet damage. And you don't really have to worry about throwing specials. I think in this fight, I'm just going to save up for an L3 because that makes most sense. But here, look, I get heavy chains in the corner, which is really, really nice. I don't get many crits, but that's a 10k crit right there. So I'm pretty happy with that. This is, by the way, a rank 2 6-star SIG 20 Angela. So just imagine what a monster rank 3 could do. She is, by the way, my next cosmic rank 3. So yeah, I'm just very, very excited to be using her. When I was doing this war, I'm actually going to have very, very few fights this war. I only have 8 fights, which is by far the least I've had in a war this season, but it's actually a pretty eventful war. So there we go. We are just going to knock down, and ready for this heavy attack. Boom, 17k, 16.8 I think it was, or 16.7. But yeah, that was destruction. So even though I took a combo at the beginning of the fight, we're still at 95% health. And in this fight against Havok, I'm going to take another combo. So... or maybe it's I eat a special one. But yeah, this is a Havok on probably the most common node you see Havok on, which is the heavy hitter node with whatever that node is that switches your power bars. But you can actually parry stun all of his attacks using Angela. So you never have to worry about having to re-parry ever against Havok, which is really, really cool. Also, if you guys don't know the way that Angela works, yeah, right here I just get tagged by the L1, so I'm down to 65%. If you guys don't know the way that Angela works, she actually has different buffs depending on how much power you have. So when you're below a bar of power, it is an armor up. When you're above 1 but below 2, it's a fury. I don't know what's between 2 and 3. I know when you're at 3 bars, it's an aptitude. What's between 2 and 3? I don't know. But I do know that when you're fighting Havok, all you have to do is throw your special 1, because your armor up buff, or the buff for whatever state you are in, is actually a permanent buff. It's an indefinite buff. So all you have to do is make sure that you're never above a bar of power, or just throw it like sometime within 15 to 20 seconds after you leave, or after you get more than a bar of power, and you'll never have to worry about Havok's explosion. So there you go. Now we are going to go up to this Korg on Mixmaster. It's a rank 3. But first I have to say Angela is better than Quake. Yeah, it's a bold statement. Obviously joking. Quake is the second best champ in the game, but Angela, she's just so much fun to use. I did speed this fight up quite a lot, but it is a perfect fight. This is just a rank 3 king. I do fight a rank 3 Kingpin, so I do understand why I made that confusion. I have a Kingpin later in this war. But yeah, rank 3 Korg on Mixmaster. And you'll notice my PI is really low. That's just class disadvantage. I'd probably be somewhere around 15-5 with these boosts in a normal class matchup. But I don't have any... No, I actually have 1 normal class matchup for Quake. I have 2 class disadvantages. Do I only have 3 Quake fights this war? That's really odd for me. But yeah, I only have 3 Quake fights in this war. 2 with class disadvantage and 1 with class advantage. No, 4, right. And then 1 with neutral, which is Green Goblin. Sorry, I'm confusing myself here. But anyways, this fight is going very nicely. I think at one point I'm going to throw off a heavy attack, which is completely fine, by the way. There's nothing wrong with that. But there are a few nodes where that can mess you up, like if I was quaking Power Snack or Buffet. But if you have your concussion up, it actually doesn't matter at all. So yeah, it's right there. He went in for the next hit in his combo, but he got stunned in the middle of the animation. So my evade triggered and then I let off the heavy. Or maybe it didn't trigger and that's why I let off the heavy. I don't know. But either way, I still end with a full yellow bar and I only hit him that 1 time. So I'm pretty happy with how that fight went. Now we'll go on to section 2, and we have a rank 3 6-star Domino on Spite, Powerful from Afar, and we actually checked for willpower, and this Domino does not have willpower on, so that means we can do one of 2 things. Either we can use an invulnerability boost, or we can use a special 3 defense boost, a special 1 boost, and tech boosts. And let me tell you guys, I made the right decision in this war. I actually ended up going with tech boost, an L1 boost, and an SP3 defense boost, and that saved the fight, because if I'd gone into this fight with an invulnerability boost, I would have died. And you guys are going to see that, but yeah, we are very boosted. I'm using 30% boosts, as I do for all wars that are close, when it's decently hard fights. The thing is, in this fight, I actually get pretty lucky with Domino throwing her special attacks, but what I do not get lucky on is I actually am going to throw a full special 2 into her block right there. So what happened is I went for my medium attack, and then I went for a light attack to follow it, and I actually pressed the L2 button in the middle of my light attack, but before it connected. So there was the delay of my animation taking place, but that delay was actually enough for Domino to recover and throw and block the special 2 I threw. So we do get hit there, and I think we get hit like, I think it's 3 or 4 times, which would have been enough to remove my invulnerability. But look at this right here. Look where this L3 gives us. We're at 15% health. Intercepts with an L2 does not get evaded. I'm like, okay, 1 more L2 and this fight's over. So I'm looking to not get evade. I get evade. I throw it anyways, and we get the solo. A little bit sketchy, Probably the worst that fight has ever gone. But I'm still very, very happy I got the solo, even taking, I think it's 4 hits plus an L3. So, now we are going to go into a rank 3 Green Goblin, which is an insane rank up. I think I posted, yeah, when I originally saw that this was a rank 3, because it's actually in the guy's profile, it's his 4th highest prestige champion. Which I actually didn't know he had good prestige, so, or this person just had bad prestige, so a bad rank 3 makes it in. But either way, I posted about it in the group chat, the D69 main group chat, that it was rank 3 with a vomit emoji, and then people told me that they've actually seen them before, and Karate Mike uploaded a video of him fighting one. So I don't know, that's seems like a pretty insane rank up for me, to me, because it's an enemy that just very, very easily gets quaked every single time, right? Or you can use magic even. There's probably a lot of options you could use. Even Stark Spidey could do this fight. You know how bad a defender has to be in 2021 that Stark Spidey can fight it? Very bad. But yeah, the whole point of Green Goblin on this node is that if he gets the L1, a lot of the hits you have to block. So yeah, there's that. But anyways, I was rambling for a while, but that's because this is actually a pretty long fight. I think this takes a minute and a half, but with it being a rank 3, I kind of understand that. And also, well, I have 2 Quake fights in a row here, so I am going to just talk a little bit. I am recording this war video only 10 hours after the war started. I already finished all my fights, but the reason I'm actually recording it at this time is that because by the time that war ends, I won't be able to do my commentary. Because if you got, I actually never mentioned this, so there's no way you guys could know, but so I'm telling you now, that I'm actually getting braces tomorrow. So I'm scheduled for 1:15 p.m. and I have to go in, which means war ends at 2 p.m. I won't have the results, so I won't be able to make the video with the results. So at the moment, the war is absolutely nowhere near done. The current score is 3-3 on deaths. We have 70 attacker kills and they have 90. So at the moment they are winning, but it's not a big enough difference that we can't come back and win. It's also not a big enough difference that they're confident that they'll win. But anyways, yeah, this is actually a rank 3 Kingpin on 47, which is powerful from afar, kinetic transference. And I actually play the fight beautiful. I cancel out I cancel out powerful from afar perfectly at the beginning by doing a bunch of extra dashbacks. And now we actually have to fight a rank 3 Namor on this regen node. So I have seen Quake take this fight before, but it's just a little sketchy with the way that Namor works. So I'm going to take it with Warlock, which is going to cost me a few potions. But I know that this is such an easy matchup. I don't need to heal much, so I only heal to about 60% before going in. The point of this placement is, I think, to sort of bait a Quake, even though it isn't really Quake bait, because you can do the fight with Quake. But Namor is just a very, very bad defender on literally every single node. So this is going to be an easy fight, especially for a Warlock with tech boosts. So we just bait out 1 L2, and you'll notice this guy is actually running willpower, so even if he does activate his Berserk, I have no clue what that ability is called, where he gets to an L3 after he gets to 30 charges. Outrage maybe? But what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to time my L2 so that my armor breaks. Imperious Rex, that's what it's called. So I timed my L2 so that my armor breaks are active, and by the time my L2 animation's over, he's drained all the way from 3 bars to a half a bar. So yeah, that is actually the end of my war. So like I said, the war is tied 3-3 at the moment, and the way I'm going to communicate to you guys who won this war, because I won't be able to record it, also don't expect any videos with commentary for at least a week while I get everything settled. I might be back with commentary, although my voice is going to sound very funny. This is the last time you guys will be able to hear the voice you're used to. But yeah, the way I'm going to communicate it to you is I'm going to leave it in the description. So I'm going to tell you the final score of the deaths, as well as the war record that is in the description will be correct. So the two that are possible is that we could be 5-4, or we could be 4-5. Those are the two possibilities because we're currently 4-4. But obviously I hope we are 5-4 because then we'll only need one win to lock in Masters at that point in the last 3 wars. But our death total this season is still at 1 from that really, really bad Void fight using Falcon. 87 out of 88, so 99% for our PSR. This is the least amount of fights I've taken in one war. This is actually only 8 fights, but I mean, it was a decent war. It was a little sketchy, one fight in particular, but I do love that I got to use Angela. And our Deathless streak is now up to 20. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I might be back with some live streams next week, like late next week, for the quarterfinals of the For Loki Incursions tournament. But I probably will not have any commentary videos or streams up until then. But yeah, that's going to be it, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.